is I want to challenge you to strengthen your relationship with God and expand your understanding of God through his distinct names that reveals his power and purpose for us. The name of God holds an important key to understanding the doctrine of God and the doctrine of his revelation. The name of God, please write this if you have enough time. The name of God is a personal disclosure and reveals his relationship with his people. I'm gonna say that again. The name of God is a personal disclosure and it reveals his relationship with his people. I want to make this make sense, okay? Make this make sense, okay? So when you hear Darius, that's his first name, but then when you hear Darius McClure, it automatically thinks what? He has relation with Pastor McClure. Because the name shows distinct, I need you to catch this, relationship with his people. See, this is why early in this little message of mine, you should leave here knowing God got you because he got his name on you. I hope you missed what I just said. I am a child of God, and because his name is attached to me, that may be the reason why the enemy always attacks me. You caught that. See, sometimes it has nothing to do with who you are, but who you are attached to. Am I preaching to anybody early? So his name is known only because he chooses to make it known. To the Hebrew mind, God was both hidden and revealed. Okay, so why do we talk about that, Pastor Mike? Because you know Hebrew and Greek. Old Testament was written in Hebrew. New Testament was written in what? Greek. So when you see a name in the New Testament, you research it from the Greek ideology. When you see it in the Old Testament, you look at the Hebrew ideology, so definitions, derivatives, okay? So I need you to catch this. So understanding the names of God, someone has to somewhat slant toward a Hebrew mind, because in the Hebrew mind, God was both hidden and revealed. That's enough to tear the whole church up. It was hidden and revealed. That's enough to tear the whole church up, because it is oxymoronic by nature. It is hidden and revealed. Now, if you're watching online right now, you have a feature that I absolutely love. It's called live chats. Live chats. Who's ever watched online and the sermon got good and you start typing stuff? Anybody? And that's what we do. Remember we was in the pandemic and every now and then I would say, if God is good, just type fire sign. And then 1 billion fire signs. And then you'd be like, I want to be different. So you didn't use the fire sign, you used another sign, but it had fire in it. So I like this because if you're watching right now, if you're seeing the chats, they are revealed. But if you don't want to see all that, you can make it hidden. Come here. Just because you hide it, don't mean it's not happening. You just don't see it, Michael. And God is both hidden and revealed. And some of us are losing our minds because we are struggling trying to figure out, where is God? When God is saying there are certain seasons in your life where I'm going to be hidden because I need to see if you can stand on what I revealed in the last season. But don't trip, because if the devil gets too crazy, your boy going to reveal himself. I am both hidden and revealed. Do me a favor. Hey, girl, saw you this week at the Sporting's Good. Hey, girl, hear me when I say this now. I need you to catch this. This is why people, Michael, don't know what to do with you. Because they looking at you, but still don't see you. And because you are so guarded, you looking at them like you can't see what's hidden in me. And I have to be cautious, because one of the greatest mistakes I've made in my life is that I've revealed myself in seasons when I should have been hidden. Michael, let me free you. You want to know one of my issues? And don't laugh at me. I'm an over-talker. Okay? I'm an over-talker. Mama, ask me how I'm doing. I'm doing good, man. You know I got to go to Louisiana this week, right? I'm going to get down there. They only want us to do so many sets, so we're going to do 3 songs. I'm going, Amanda going, everybody going. Then once we get back there, we're going to drive back because we wanted to save money, right? And I didn't want to spend all that money just to go down there. So immediately after church, we're going to drive 7 hours to Shreveport, right? Go to sleep, wake up in the morning, perform. Then right after the performance, we're going to drive 7 hours all the way back because, you know, Amanda and them got to be at work. But Amanda, she got to be at work, but she necessarily don't have to be at work because she can do it from a computer. So Amanda can do it from a computer, but Terrell actually have to go to work. So Steve probably going to drive. Now that I think about it, Steve can't really. See, I'm an over talker. And in my life, That has been one of the quintessential downfalls for me because I have such a loving heart. It's hard for me to see enemies. So hear me. Even though I can see you hissing, I feel like my personality and my heart can convert you. So sometimes I end up poisoned because I'm revealing myself to people that I should have remained hidden. My God! And 7 of y'all just need to shout, it's something in me you can't even see. Your neighbor would be shouting if they had a clue who they were sitting next to. Well, they don't look like they got no money. I don't have to wear designer to front like I got money. Baby, this wealth is hidden. Sit down. It is both revealed and hidden. Transcendent and imminent. That's cold-blooded. Transcendent and imminent. Even though he was mysterious, lofty, and unapproachable, he bridged the gap with mankind by revealing his name. Now, I need you to catch that, okay? I want to say that again, okay? Even though he was mysterious, so I need your help because this series is going to set the tone for 2023, okay? Hear me when I say this. God was, say this with me, mysterious, which means he's what? Okay? Can't figure him out. He's a mystery. Can't figure him out. We can't figure him out, okay? Every time he tells me, I think he's gonna say go right. He say go left. The moment I say, I'm gonna love them, God say, no, cut him off. He's Michael. His ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. Okay, so he's mysterious. Watch this. All right, he's lofty, which means what? High and exalted. He's also unapproachable. That's what they described him as in the Old Testament. He's mysterious. He's lofty, high up, and he's also unapproachable. Why do they say unapproachable, Pastor Mike? Because in the Old Testament, if you came into his presence with a blemish, you could be killed. So let me free you. Let me free you real quickly, okay? So I'm picking up weight, all right? We all see it. Let's just put the obvious out there in the room. All right, so I can stop having anxiety about what I'm gonna wear, and you can stop looking. So I'm picking up a little weight. It's cool. It happens to everybody. I could be arrogant and be like, oh, I'm eating. No, I'm not eating. I've been kind of feeling bad lately. When I get emotional, I just eat a whole lot. I got a lot of stress on me. I'm an overtalker. My fault. I overtalked again. So hear me when I say this. This is cold-blooded, right? This is so cold-blooded because he's mysterious. He's lofty. So what God would do if I would walk in his presence and didn't have my fit together, you would drop dead. See, this is why you better stop running for stages. This is why new school preachers just make me laugh. Because in the Old Testament, if I was going to be a man of God, this is what I would do. Everybody would be outside the temple. They would tie a rope around my waist. I would walk into the temple and start praying on behalf of everybody. And I would have a bell attached to me. So the whole while I prayed, the bell would be ringing. Father God, in Jesus' name, lift up Sister Kathy, who's been going. Out of nowhere, the bell would stop, which meant you drop dead. And they would drag you. That's a different definition of dragging. So now that you understand where the drag come from, once you died, they would drag you out of the temple because if you weren't good enough to go in, I know I'm not good enough to go in. This is for 3 of you who don't even understand why you get dragged. The only time you get dragged by people is when they are trying to pull you out of something. Look at all the peace you done had lately. Now that you ain't bothering nobody, folk wanna. So hear me when I say this. So what did God do? Because he felt so unapproachable, he revealed his names. So what he said was, I tell you what, I'm gonna let y'all give me names that I'm gonna honor to bridge the gap. My God. The truth of God's character is focused in his name. The truth of his character. Somebody say name. What's your name? First name. Millie. Millie? Lily. Hey, Lily. First name. Scarlet. Lily. Scarlet. First name. Hollis. First name. So hear me when I say this. This is cold-blooded. All right, so can I ask you a question? Who has a first name? Who has a first name? Okay, I want to free you. Who been called something other than your first name? All right, I want to free you, okay? I want to free you because his name or the truth of his character or the truth of the real definition of who he is housed in his name. All right? Don't mess with them. They a liar. What is liar? A name. What is the truth of a liar? There's no truth in them. So if somebody who you've never met is deemed by somebody close to you to be a liar, even if you never go around them, you now live the rest of your existence under the definition that that person has no truth. Because, stay with me, the person I trust called him a liar. And if the person I trust call him a liar, they just revealed their character, which means he has to be a liar. So whether the person I trust or not is telling the truth, because I trust him, I will never go around that new person because that name that was given to them gave them a character. This is why you need new friends. Because the reason you are having as much anxiety about what God is about to do in your life is because the people you trust ain't called him enough. You didn't hear what I just said. You didn't hear what I just said. This is why, and I want to put this in motion, start next week, we're going to have testimony service. This is why we cannot get away from certain things. Why, Pastor Mike? Because if somebody in here is dealing with a cancer diagnosis and ain't said nothing, dealing with a bad doctor's report and you ain't said nothing to nobody because you're just dealing with yourself, that means you don't have anybody connected to you who's called him anything. So when you call your circle and they say, oh my God, I'm a pray man, because the last time, because all they do is give you bad reports. Well, you got to be careful because I heard so-and-so mama dealt with so-and-so. So we got to, no. I need somebody to say, yeah, stage 4, 6 months to live, 4 years ago. God is a healer. I need somebody who's unashamed to say, I know your bills are behind, baby. Evicted, bankruptcy. Now me and my children, good. Because God is a provider. His name reveals his character. Did you catch that? Name reveals character. We do it so much and don't even realize it. Father, paternity. The name reveals character. Why is that important, Pastor Mike? Because in the words of Birdman, as of today, you gotta put some respect on my name, boy. God sent me to Rock City to tell 10 of y'all who on the phone doubting that he gonna come through. 10 of y'all who you didn't have a clue how he was gonna do it last year, and you still standing? Bro, you better put some respect on my name. I just need you to look at somebody close to you and say, you sitting in here, you watching Pastor today, like that God who kept you last year can't keep you this year. You ought to just shout, put some respect on his name. He's a way out of no way. Bridge over troubled water. Mother to the motherless. Father to the fatherless. Friend to the friendly. What's his name? Gotta put some respect on his name, man. The truth of the matter is, God sent me here to tell you, I could have rolled up on you somewhere else, but that wouldn't have been cheap. So I wanted to wait till you came to my house so I can look you in your eyes and tell you one last time, if I catch you in another conversation, talking and panicking like you don't know what, you ain't supposed to know what's gonna happen. It's your job to trust me. It's my job to show up. So do me a favor. Don't talk to your mom and them about it again. Don't talk to your friend them about it again. Talk to me. Grandmama tried to tell you just another talk with Jesus makes everything. My God. So hear me. Put some respect. Nah. I know him. See, I know him. No, I know, Michael. No. Look at your boy. I know him. Hear me. I've been bankrupt. I done lived at the Rhyme Garden Inn off of exit 133. Didn't have nothing, bruh. We would literally, hear me when I say this, me and most of my staff would get to work. There was no money to pay nobody. We had one agreement. We're going to trust God. We're going to pray together. We're going to love each other. And whatever one eat, all eat. We would literally go to a restaurant. And if we had enough money for everybody to eat, that was payroll for the week. Lunch. I've been in a hospital and seen the doctor look at us and say, well, your mom has sepsis. What's sepsis? An infection in her blood. We got 3 medicines we can give her. We don't know which one to give her, and we don't want to be responsible. So the doctor looks at us and says, you pick. I've never been to medical school, but I do know a doctor. Hear me? And I've had to pray. So unlike your circle who telling you what they heard, I'm telling you what I know. Is you and God good? Yeah, we good, God. How? Real bad. Which means whether you want this or not, I know if I trust in the Lord with all my heart and lean not to my own understanding and in all my ways acknowledging him, he will. Somebody ought to shout, I know him. I know him. And you can sit here and be cute and act like you don't want to sweat your new wig out. But if you knew what God was about to do for you, you would be giving him glory. Jump up and shout, I know him. Shucks. You calm down. Sit down. Leave me alone. So the question, I'm excited. I got excited. I know him. So hear me. So here's the question. Put this in your phone. What's in a name? The Bible concept of naming was rooted in the ancient world's understanding that a name expressed essence. New school parents, stop looking for cute names. Make sure they got meaning. You know what I mean? They got to have meaning. Every child I name, I need a definition. What's the derivative? I need to, and if I like the name, but it was something attached to it, let's start praying over it. Because in ancient worlds, the understanding that a name expressed essence. Go in the Old Testament. Look at a child's name. You will instantly see a definition. And she named him Jabez. And this is what we do. We shout about stuff. Oh, I'm going to be like Jabez. Enlarge. My what? Territory. Enlarge my what? Enlarge my. Oh, okay, here it is. That's going to bless your life. Here it is. That's going to bless your life. Okay, watch this. But did you know his name means pain? His mama was in so much pain when she birthed him. She said, I'm going to name you what I feel. So names carried essence. Now, let's talk about this now. So in other words, to understand the true nature of who God is, his character and his nature, revealing his character, the name represents, put this in your notes, capability and credibility. Capability and credibility. Capability represents the ability in his name. Credibility represents the authority of his name. I'm going to say it again so you can put it in your notes, okay? Capability represents the ability of his name. Oh my God, this is crazy. This crazy. Okay, this crazy. Credibility represents authority. So make sure you caught this. Capability is what? One word. Ability. Credibility is what? Okay. Don't get embarrassed. This is my testimony too, but I got to make sure you understand this in a practical way. I try to preach in a way that's theologically sound, okay? But I also try to preach in a way that's practical, and I try to penetrate your life in a sense that anytime you at a restaurant, you see God. I like doing stuff like, yeah, because you went to the restaurant, right? You went to the restaurant, and the first thing they asked you was what your drink order was. What your drink order? And even when Jesus was on the cross, he said, I thirst. So I try to bring practical examples, okay? Have you ever went? Okay, I never forget. Okay, all right, we get our first little house we was renting, okay? Me and lady, first house we was renting. We go to rooms to go. I mean, they go get you a bedroom set and a dining room set, okay? I just got my refund check. I said, I was balling. Okay, so refund check, and I had just crazy refund check. All right, I said, well, go get what you want. They got a little sale going, no interest till like I think like to 2007. So we should be good. Like we go get what you want. We walk in that joint. I got my money. I got cash. I ain't can put it in the bank account because they would have ate it all up. So as soon as that joint dropped, I pulled that joint out quick. Don't be laughing at me. So I pulled that one out. Boom, I'm walking in there, big my pocket like this. Just walking. Yeah, she want a bedroom set and a dining room set. I just whatever she needs, just make sure you take care of her. Oh, okay. Then I never forget what she wanted was a little bit more than I could handle, but I didn't want to say no. So I said, cool. I said, can we just see what the financing on that would look like, please? I had the cash, which means I had the ability. But then they looked at me and said, we can't do that. And I was like, why? You don't have the authority. Credit ability. Credit ability. Did you catch that? Credit ability. So when you call him Jehovah Rapha, which means he's a what? Healer. What you're saying is he's capable of healing. Watch this. And he has the authority over the sickness. Y'all didn't hear what I just said. So he's capable. He has the ability to heal me. And he has the authority over what's keeping me sick. See, God is telling you, I'm able and I got the authority. Okay. Let me free you. Let me free you. Have you ever had anyone try to define you? This is the person who tries to tell you who you are without truly getting to know you first. Many people attempt to do this very thing with God. They use his name, yet their use is inconsistent with his nature. This equates to using his name in vain. Michael. Okay. So I got Michael a new iPhone. Michael got a new iPhone. I didn't realize he had the first ever iPhone still, but Michael's my son who's just real out the way. He's just quiet. I has Asperger's syndrome, so it just takes a lot for him to kind of speak up on certain things he won't. The older he gets, he's becoming more boisterous. But now I walked in, I looked at his phone, screen cracked so bad that I promise, I don't know how he has skin on his thumb. Because every time he swiped, it just would rip his flesh. I'm like, Mike, why didn't you tell me your phone? I don't know. It's just a phone. I don't know. It's just a phone. I don't care. It's just a phone. So I'm like, Mike, let's go. So I'm good daddy, right? So we go to the store. Let me get a phone for Michael. Can we get a phone, please? Yeah, boom, boom. All right, so we get the phone. Then they tell us on our account, it would be better for him to get a brand new phone. I said, what? They said, brand new, the one that just came out. They said, here's the problem. He can't get it today. We don't have any in the store. If he can wait till Tuesday, he can get it. All right. Michael looks at me and says, well, just what else do you have? I look at Mike and say, Mike, you finna get the brand new one if you got patience. I convince Mike to wait. Okay. He gets this phone, right? It comes. I'm looking at his phone like, Mike, because TikTok done told me all the new features. Okay. So I'm like, Mike, did you know? You're like, what is a phone? It's just a phone, Dad. So I was like, no, hold this button down and swipe it up. Now you can have multiple screensavers. He's like, oh, wow. I said, all right, watch this. Every deleted text get deleted, but don't get deleted. So make sure you go to this right here. So make sure you turn it. And it blew me away how he had a new phone, but was operating in an old way. And the reason I keep saying God is because most of us don't really know God at the level we need to know him for ourselves. We know him based off of what we've seen him be to our parents and our grandparents. And because you don't know him, we are becoming a culture who limits him to Sunday morning. God is not just the God of the church service. Michael, the way statistics say the way you learn your new device, the first 10 days is essentially the way you use it for the rest of your life. As a result, you leave 90% of its potential untapped. And I came to submit to you, that's the same way we treat God. You are only using the bare minimum of what God has in store for you. And here's what I discovered about myself. Whenever I get a new piece of technology, I try myself to familiarize myself with it ASAP. Because what I learn when I get it, sometimes it's all I ever use for it. In other words, the same way you got one phone, many apps, one God, many names. Did you catch what I just said? One God, many. So if you open your phone right now, whatever you need for the most part, there's an app for that. I came to submit whatever you need from him, there's a name for that. Michael, am I preaching to anybody? And God is not only your savior, he's your healer, Jehovah Rapha, your protector, Jehovah Sabaoth. He's your peace, Jehovah Shalom, your shepherd, Jehovah Rohi, your provider, Jehovah Jireh. And today we meet one of the first names, not one of, the first name ever given to God by a person on earth, which is a woman. And she calls him El Rohi. Put that in your notes. El Roi. Sisters, y'all are bad, ain't you? The wherewithal for all these people, because we're in Genesis, right? The wherewithal for all these people to come before her. And she the one crazy enough to say, I'm going to name it. El Roi. God is the one who sees me. In our text, we meet a sister by the name of Hagar, which means not only was it a woman who saw her, but contextually, the Bible reveals this was an African, a black woman who names him. Hear me when I say this now. So God meeting Hagar at the point of her need and asking her to trust his plan for blessing and provision. However, we know that a text without context becomes a pretext, thus conning us out of the truth. So we have to understand the context of what happens here. We meet Hagar in Genesis chapter 16 as the servant of Sarah and the wife of Abram. Abram want to have babies. His wife can't produce. So the wife, because she can't produce, this is very Jerry Springer. Okay? If you think this shade room ain't got nothing on what I'm about to tell you. Abram want a baby. He hook up with his wife. Wife can't produce. Wife, because she can't produce, comes up with an idea. My servant can just have a baby and we'll raise it. All right? So then Abram says, well, if you really want me to sleep with Hagar, I'll do it. I don't want to do it. But if you insist, baby girl, I'll definitely take one for the team. So then Sarah says, you know what, I ain't tripping. This our little slave girl. Because Sarah looks at Sarai, not Sarah yet, Sarai looks at Hagar beneath her. She ain't nobody. Hagar, bad. Hagar, bad. So Hagar walking through the house, cleaning up everything, and Sarai like, go get me something to drink. Abram like, I'll take a lemonade. He sleeps with Hagar. Hagar gets pregnant. Sarai gets jealous. How you mad at me? Because she's a slave. She was forced to do something. This is critical. This is critical. So what happens? Hagar runs. Hagar runs. She goes into hiding. And verse 7 is enough to tear the whole church up. Because verse 7 says, the angel of the Lord found her. When could nothing on earth find her? God found Hagar, watch this, near a spring in the desert. Now I want to pause because y'all missed y'all shout. Y'all, you caught that, Stefano. You caught that. Y'all missed that. I see that. That's the problem. Y'all missed that, and you should have told the whole church up. Your neighbor should be banging on the wall like, keep it down. You missed that. She's on the run, and the angel of the Lord found her by a spring in the desert. Now, you ain't shouted yet. Last time I checked, the last thing in a desert was water. But this girl is so favored that even in a dry place, she found some water. And I came to submit to somebody who ran from God, but even in your running, he made sure you hid in the right place. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, I'm next to a spring, which means everything around me can be dry. But God's about to let me produce some stuff. Near a spring in the desert. It was the spring that is beside the road to Shur. Look at this. And he said, Hagar, slave of Sarai. Now here, I want you to catch this. I want you to catch this. I want you to catch this. The older I get, I am so grateful he called her a slave. Because had he only loved on her without giving her a harsh reality, she would have came back in arrogance. See, sometimes God has to remind you where you come from. Hear me now. Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from? Watch this. Where are you going? She says, I'm running away from my mistress, Old Testament mistress owner. I'm running away from my owner, Sarai, she answered. Look at this next verse. I want you to see this. So I'm running away from my owner, Sarai. Why is that important, Pastor Mike? I really want you to see this because this is critical. And I want you to view this from a womanist hermeneutic, a womanist perspective. She's a black woman who was in essence forced to marry her oppressor, basically raped, got pregnant with a baby who she could not even keep. Everyone's acting like she's wrong for feeling how she feels. So she leaves. I want to free you, and I hope you catch this. Stop Stop marginalizing or delimiting what the people around you feel. You can't police my feelings. So you have a right to feel what you feel, but I also have a right to feel what I feel. Do you feel me? This sister is tripping. She is tripping, and all she can do, watch this, is run. And the angel of the Lord found her. This is cold-blooded YPMJ, because in the Old Testament, we see theophanies or Christophanies. Theophanies, theos, that's God. It's either an appearance of God. Theophany signifies God shows up himself. Christophany means Jesus shows up. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. Nebuchadnezzar says, I threw in 3, but it looks like 4. And the 4th looks like who? The Son of God. He's not born to the New Testament, so why is he in the Old Testament? That's a Christophany. It's when he shows up, makes an appearance, then leaves before he ever shows up. So what do we see here? God loves her enough. He gives her a theophany. God shows up. This is cold-blooded. I need you to catch this. And he says, where are you going? I want to ask you a question, church. Where are you going? I'm not delimiting what you feel. I know it was a lot. I know it's a lot of trauma. I know it's a lot of pain. I know you got a reason to feel everything you feel. But I want to ask you this before you bust another move that you can't get back. Where you going? Where you going? Situated and acculturated on the cross, on the outside of Jesus, 2 thieves. 2 people who deserve to be there, and 1 person who doesn't. One of them look at him and says, if you're really the Son of God, call down some angels to come get you. You ain't nobody. You ain't no different than us. Then another one says, can you do me a favor? When you come into where you going, remember me. Watch this, because I want to go where you go. Can I ask you a question? I pray you can receive this. Where you going? But more importantly, I know y'all tired of me. Where do you come from? Where do you come from? My issue with my son not too long ago was, a baby boy, do you know where you come from? Maybe daddy hasn't done a good enough job of painting this picture of what I had to come out of. And until you know where you come from, you can't possibly know where you're going. But the problem is you got so many people around you who keep giving you advice out of their pain. It's making you abort your purpose. Michael! And God says to Hagar, one of the hardest words in the Bible. Okay? One of the hardest words in the Bible. I got to set the point. She's a slave. Had a baby she can't even have. Living under bondage with a mean mistress. And God says, go back and submit to her. Nah. I ain't preaching to everybody, but I am preaching to 7 of y'all, because this is going to separate the real from the fake. Because in church, we do a whole lot of faking, and it's easy to hide and just clap your hands off. So I just want you to jump up if you feel me, that you've ever had to look up and say, God, nah, 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 nah. Everybody who's ever been on a job where the boss was nasty, co-workers jealous, they don't pay you enough, they stressing you out, and you say, God, I just want something better. And God be like, stand still. Nah. Everybody who's ever been in a relationship and you done. Your girlfriend's already pumping you up. Baby, you deserve better than this. You can do bad all by yourself. You need to go home, pack your stuff, let that Negro stay where he gonna stay. Cause trust and believe, boo-boo, Darren and them already said, if you ever decide you wanna leave, you gonna be all right. Then right when you get home, a song come on, tears start flowing, and the Lord be like, be patient. And you like, nah. See, anybody, had I said whoever gave God a yes, the whole church would have been shouting with your fake, lying, ugly self. Like you always tell God yes. I came to preach to 7 folk who don't ever had to say, nah. Be kind to those who treat you wrong. Nah. Turn the other cheek. Nah. I came to preach to somebody who can say, Lord, I want to give you a yes, but the way my hood's set up, nah. I'm preaching too. Nah, nah, nah. Give them some more. Nah. Go back around my family. Nah. Apologize? Huh, wait. Apologize? Time out, God. Cause okay, here's my issue. Here's my issue with the Bible in a sense that we don't read it real enough. Okay, so this is what you see. Then the angel of the Lord told her, go back to your owner and submit to her. Lord, yes, yeah. Lord, my answer is yeah, yeah. When I be feeling really like, nah. Lift your hands and worship. Nah. Go back and be nice, God. Nah. They about to catch these. Hey. Somebody jump up, sit down, and shout, I feel that. Now hear me. Step on the white. Watch this. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Can you imagine her? What's the name? El, which means God. So how you got the audacity to tell me to go back when you saw what they was doing to me? And I believe God says, I saw it. Watch this. I don't condone it. Watch this, but I can use it. And God will never remove you from something he can get something out of. Why would he take you out the storm when he can just keep you in the storm and get more glory? You missed it. Not keep you in it like I want to be there, but not don't move, but I got you. It's different. So he said, I want you to submit. God's provision is tied to us being in the right place. God's provision is tied to us being in the right place. Now let me free you, and I'm finna stop. Let me free you. Let me free you right quick, because I made myself a promise. I'm not gonna preach like people understand biblical words. Because when we say provision, sometimes the church people are like, yeah, but I'm necessarily so. What's vision? What's pro? His pre-production. I'm producing for you in advance. But that pre-production, pre-sight that I'm giving you, watch this, is tied to you being in the right place. Can you put this in your notes for me? I want you to type God is. All right, I want you to write this real big. Consistent. That's cold. That cold, bro. That cold. Cause I hope you catch this. Because when I say God is consistent, we have become a generation of Christians who shout on foolishness and sit on substance. We have become miracle addicts. You know, we only look for the good stuff. So we do stuff like this. So every time I say anything in church, you think positive. For you, God is consistent. He's always making a way. He always come through. He always pays the bill. He always heals me. No. Listen to me. He's consistently doing what he consistently does, whether I like it or not. I want to show you a pattern. He tells Hagar, go back to where you came from. He tells Moses, go back to Pharaoh's house. He tells Jericho, go march. Joshua, go march. He tells Jeremiah, go to Potiphar's house. He tells Abraham, go to the place I'm going to show you, which lets me know the blessing is sometimes geographical. You know how many people trying to get me to move to Atlanta? I had 3 churches right now. One of them is really, really nice size. You know what they say, man, you in Atlanta? You know what I be thinking? Dang, me in Atlanta? You'll probably end up in a movie. Oh my God. And I'll be sitting there like, me in Atlanta? Do you know what I say to myself? The blessing on my life is geographical. As a kid, I always wanted palm trees. I never forget, my mom took us to Orlando, and it's the first time I ever saw palm trees. And I was like, man, like this is like, wow. And I always said when I got older, I was going to buy me a palm tree. I found one. I literally found one on 119. It's a little tree place, like a little, where you get gravel and all this stuff. I turned in there, they had a palm tree like this big. And it was in my budget. And I'm looking at them like, man, I think I'm going to get this palm tree. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it. I'm like, man, I'm like, how tall it get? Oh, it's going to get crazy now. It's going to get crazy. And then right when I'm getting ready to go to the car to get my debit card, this old man says to me, don't waste your money on that palm tree. So I'm like, speak up. You don't want to get that palm tree. Speak up. You don't want to get that palm tree. Why? He said something that messed me up. He says, 7 years it'll be dead. He says, most of them don't grow well in this environment. In Florida, you don't experience the winters that we get. He says, so unless you're going to be out there every winter covering it up, making sure plastic around it. And I said, oh my God, the blessing on that tree was geographical. I want to say something to somebody who may be considering a major move, but you ain't prayed. You're only moving based off the stuff you Googled. Make sure the blessing is transferable. Because God's provision is tied to us being in the right place. And God tells her, I know you don't like it. I know it don't feel good, but I need you to go back. What I have for you is on the other side of your obedience. And the angel of the Lord said to her, here it is, you are now pregnant and you will give birth to a son. Watch this. I've been preaching the story from front to back, back to front, middle to end. Now I want you to catch this. She's on the run and don't know she's pregnant. I'm finna run. Corey, I can't take this. I can't take this. She's on the run and don't know she's pregnant. How y'all ain't running? Y'all don't see what I see? She running and don't realize she's on the verge of producing something. And I want to speak to somebody who's frustrated with your circumstances, frustrated with your life, frustrated where you are. I know you want to make more money. I know you want a better living situation. I know the relationship may not be where you want it to be. I know you want this new degree, all the stuff you want. But what if you pregnant and don't know it? Says you're pregnant and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael. For the Lord, do you see the name? Has heard your misery. Wow. So not only is she the first woman to name God, but also what's striking is that she's the first woman to receive a birth annunciation. Hagar, bad. So since you bold enough to give me a name, I'm going to be bold enough to make an announcement. So not only is she the first woman to name God, first woman to get a birth annunciation, she's also the first woman to receive a promise from the Lord. By remaining submissive, she got the patriarchal blessing. Patriarchal, the blessing of the bloodline. What God is telling her is, baby, I know you want to be free. This is cold. I know you want to be free, and I know it hurts, but this ain't about you. That's a word for 7 of y'all. And you may not like it. But look at me. This ain't about you. What's in you and what shall come forth from you is bigger than what you feel. Can I make a statement and 7 of y'all receive it? It's bigger than me. Why do you think I work so hard? Why do you think I work so? Look at the landscape of pastoring in churches. Why do you think I work so hard to make sure the voices around me are heard and seen? It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. And what I need you to realize right now, some of the pain that you feel ain't even about you. The devil, watch this. Oh, Michael. See, here's the problem. The devil can't stop your birthing, but he can change your hospital. Let me make that make sense. He can't stop you from giving birth. It's already in you. But what he can do is make you birth it in the wrong place or give your gift to the wrong person. Give your heart to the wrong person. Give your talent to the wrong entity. Hear me when I say this. Now, out of all of this, she has to submit. What if you aren't experiencing God's name because you refuse to submit? What if you can't testify that God is? Because you won't. My prayer life means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Because I understand until I do, I hinder him being who God is. My giving means a lot to me. It really does. It means a lot to me. I want God's light to shine through me so bad I don't know what to do. Hear me when I say this. When I tell you I just really want God to get the glory out of my life, that's why I might overshare more than I should. And I try my best to show you what I climbed out of. I never try to paint myself as this hero. You really think about it through all my sermons, I'm telling you why I messed up. I'm trying to make you see that. No. But it's one thing it's one thing nobody will ever not call me. It's submitted. When God tell me to do something, I'll do it. Sometimes I may go kicking and screaming. He may get 2 nods, but he gonna eventually get a yes. Hear me when I say this. God told her the process is necessary. So Hagar is showing us that the process of pain is necessary. Give me 6 minutes. Look at this. I want to ask you a question. I want you to answer this when you get home. Answer this after the message, okay? What am I listening to? Conversely, who am I listening to? Ask you another question. What am I looking at? Conversely, who am I looking to? What I'm trying to get you to see is how fear of process may be paralyzing your faith in God. Fear of process may be paralyzing your faith in God. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the process. Wow. Look at Genesis 16 and 11. The angel of the Lord also said to her, you are now pregnant. You will give birth to a son, and you should call him Ishmael. Ishmael represents what God gave Hagar, nearness. Not only could she be sure God saw her, but he also gave her an everlasting reminder that I will always be near. I want to give you 3 benefits of knowing and saying the names of God. Knowing and saying the names of God. Watch this, all right? Y'all ready? Number 1, saying his name releases peace. Dang it, that's good. Saying his name releases peace. All right, by show of hands in the comments. You got some big stuff coming this week. Decisions or some stress or anything. Okay. All right. So you got to know his name, baby girl. You got to know his name. So when I say know his name, so when you say something like El Rohi, you got El Rohi. I mean, God sees me. I don't think we understand how cold-blooded that is until you live the life of being overlooked. He sees me. Baby girl, the way teens are going through depression and anxiety and not feeling good enough, and now you got to look older, younger, and everybody advanced, and everybody talking about this. Now TikTok, now you got, see, back in the day, all we had to worry about was being liked at school. Now you got to be liked in the world. So now you staring at your post and you posting it, and there's only 6 likes, so now you take it down. It's like, now you don't even feel comfortable posting without a filter or that being, and God is like, no. I see you. I see you. Now I want to free you because I want you to think critically and deeply. I don't see your face. I see your essence. I want to say that better in case somebody takes that and run with it. I don't just see your face. I see your essence. So when God says, I see you, he's telling David, not just the worshiper. I see the sinner. I see your gift and I see your flaws. So this is what you got to be careful. Don't ask God to see you, then think he ain't going to see you. No, I see you. I see you. Saying his name releases peace. Saying the names of God doesn't just get you possessions, but saying the name of God will also get you peace. Jehovah Jireh means God is my what? See, I'm going to keep saying the names you know. Jehovah Jireh means God is my what? So I want you to catch this now. It doesn't just mean he provides stuff. He also provides peace by calling him Jireh. How, Pastor Mike? If I say Jehovah Jireh, and that means God is my provider, that means now I'm at peace because I know he's going to provide. And the peace some of you guys need not going to come with another paycheck. I know you're trying to close on the house. Once you close, you're still going to have anxiety because you actually think the house going to bring peace. It's not going to bring peace. You're going to close. It's like, God, he closed. Now, how am I going to furnish these rooms? Now, when the mortgage due again? What you mean homeowner's insurance? Now, this was broken. I need who God is, not just what God does. And we're becoming a culture who only wants what he does instead of embracing who he. My son Mason is going to the championship again this year. So they lost. Season started off rough. I said, Mason, what if that was God's plan? They've won out. Now they're going to the championship to play the team that just beat the brakes off them every year. All right, these kids, the biggest eighth graders I've ever seen in my life. Y'all laughing, but I'm serious. They like grown men, mustaches, everything. And I looked at Mace and I said, Mace, I said, what did you learn from your last couple losses? He said, Dad, I think I think most of us sometimes just looking at how big they were. So we might have been defeated before we even played. So then Mason said something that messed me up. So throughout the whole game, all I scream is lion, 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 out, lion. Everybody understands like what lion? Mason said, Dad, God gave me the lion mentality. He was like, I was reading that, and lions ain't the biggest, they not the fastest, they not the strongest, but they made a decision. This is my jungle. So the whole game, every time he come up, lion, lion, and hear me, win, lose, draw. I want him to walk away saying, God, I gave you everything I had in this. And many of us don't have peace. Number one, because we're not doing all we're supposed to do. And now we're stressing if God is going to not do what he's supposed to do based off of us not doing what we're supposed to do. So I'm not a tither, but I need him to provide. So I don't even feel right saying the name because I haven't did my part. When God has said, I'm going to love you in spite of that. I'm never going to be one of them preachers going to look at you and say, God not going to take care of you because you ain't put no money in church. That is a lie. Hear me when I say this. That is a lie. You are now under grace. Under grace. He died for the remission of your sins. Whether you put a penny in that bucket or not, he going to love you. Whether you do anything, he going to love you. Now, you not doing your part can delimit. Can I make that make sense? Who got a bad child? Don't raise your hand because they may look at you. Who got a good child? Don't raise your hand because they may look at you. Sometimes you'll be like, my good one, what you want? The bad one, you start running a list of stuff. Don't you? Let Mike run in there. Dad, I need some shoes. Which ones you want? The J's? The ones? You want some Air Max? I don't care. Just any pair of shoes. I don't care. Any pair of shoes are fine. Just black. Let Mace walk in there. Dad, I need some shoes. Did you need to clean up your room? Did you need to get that trash out the drawer? Did you need to have your mama not calling me 7 times talking about what you ain't did? Did you not? Get the shoes, but don't. He got the shoes, but he got a whooping first. Why do you have to get whooped? In order for God to get. I gotta go. Somebody shout peace. Play soft because I keep going. Peace. Watch this. You better give me that music. I keep going. It's not just about fighting to feel bad. I want to say this. All right, y'all ready? Lean in just a little closer on this one. It's not just about fighting not to feel bad. It's about fighting to not think about the thoughts that make me feel bad. See, peace isn't just fighting not to feel bad. Peace eliminates the thoughts that make me not feel. I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. God got me. This week tested every ounce of peace for me. Every ounce. Hearing certain things, and I'm like, And I'm one of those people that I'm very jocular, which means silly. I'm very jocular by nature. I'm funny. Like if you ever hung with me, you would be like, oh my God, I want to go hang with him. Like, I'm funny. We gonna laugh the whole time. But when I get upset, I go to 0 to 100 real quick. Because I just eat a lot. I'm gonna eat a lot. But when I do go there, and I'm one of those people, I want you to know I know. I want you to know I know. This whole week, Holy Spirit been like, nah, peace. Peace. And I want to help somebody today because saying the name of God releases peace. Number 2, saying his name reveals purpose. Have you ever asked God why? I need a why on this one, God. I need a why. Why, put this in your notes, is a purpose question. Whenever we ask why, we are seeking the purpose of a thing. Abraham is showing us in the text that our purpose, Hagar is showing us in the text that our purpose is often revealed in our ability to push through pain. Hagar is showing us in the text that our purpose is often revealed in our ability to push through pain. His name reveals purpose in your process. His name reveals purpose in your problems. His name reveals purpose in your pain. So hear me. Somebody say push through. I push through that thing. Push through. But that also requires discernment, bro. You know what I'm saying? It requires discernment. One of the best trainers in the world. So they'll tell you sometimes that when you hurt yourself, they gotta ask, are you injured or are you hurt? Can you go? I tell Mason Xander that all the time. What it feel like? It just hurt a little bit, Dad. Can you go? Yeah, go. Push through it. Push through it. Go. Caught a touchdown on Xander about 2 weeks ago, right? In the corner. Dude just went up top on him. Yeah. Touchdown. They go down. He's lit. You ever can see your child sink? I could literally see him walking to the sideline. Hey, hey. I'm screaming loud as I can. I don't care if I get laughed at, because I knew what he heard after a big loss like that was going to be important. Hey, hey, X. Hey, AJ, get X. X. Look at me. Let's go again. They come back. He knocked the ball down. They get it. Score a touchdown. They win. So I walk on the field. I say, hey, how that loss felt now. So now he want to be a preacher. Yeah, because when he called it on me. He called on me, but I ain't lose hope. I knew if I had to stay strong. Like, no, I saw you. You was head tapped. You got head tapped. But I'm trying to show him, just like I'm trying to show some of you guys, it hurts. But if you push through it, I played for fraternity in college, and I never forget that last night I'm done. I can't take it. They said, you got one more night. I said, I quit, bro. I can't do this. And the moment I was done, to this day, I don't know where the pain went. I don't know. I was so happy because I pushed through it. Number 3, saying his name redefines pain. Wow. Hagar redefines the moment by not just saying his name, but ensuring every time anyone gets to this place in life, they'll have a name to say also. That's why you got to name it. We don't do enough of this in our family. I want to give y'all some homework. Every time our family does anything, I make a moment out of it. I build an altar. I make a moment out of it. My boys got baptized a couple years, like 2 years before the pandemic. I invited my brother and my daddy to our house. I bought all 3 of them their own Bible. I bought this little cheap cross necklace that they probably don't even know where it's at now. And literally, I had all 3 of them stand in line. I had D speak words over them. I had my daddy speak words over them, pray over them. I told them how much it meant to me. You got me? Because I try my best to create these moments so they will know what to call on. God forbid I'm not here. You got me? We went riding. I showed them the house we foreclosed on. So Mason couldn't remember it. Mike couldn't remember it. Xander had a small, he's like, was it a horsey right here? I said, yep. I said, right there. We had this little rocking horsey. We used to come outside, let y'all get on the rocking. Okay. So then, of course, all the other ones like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And I said, right there. I said, man, it was ugly. I said, everything was outside. Everything. It was ugly, baby. I said, so what we used to do is we got these little bitty beds, little race car beds. And we just we made the little dining room, kitchen area, y'all room. And we used to lay them out right there. Like, what? And I would just show them pictures. I don't want them, Jesus Christ, to think because they daddy a pastor, because he got faith, there are no valleys. You know what I mean? Both of them made an F on the test this past week. History test. The whole class did bad. I'm not one of them parents who do if the whole class did bad, I'm going to teach. I don't care. No, y'all two should have been, they should have said the whole class flunked, but Mike and Xander. All right. I said, let me see. My dad made a 57 and I studied real hard. I'm all right, cool. Where we finna go eat at? I never even addressed it. Where we gonna eat at? So the whole car ride, I can literally see them in the mirror. Like, what's the catch? It's a bad test. A bad day don't equal a bad life. You know? Like, nah. I said, let's try to do better next time. I said, this y'all first year of high school. It's gonna be crazy. It's probably moving a little faster. I said, let's lock in though. I said, I never beat up y'all and fuss at y'all and scream at y'all for a bad test. That's just not. I'm gonna fuss at your effort. I'm never gonna fuss at the result. Like, no, it's all right. We'll figure it out. They came back that next week, locked in. It's all right. Let's go. But I didn't praise the 90. All right, let's go. That's what happens when you get locked in. See effort. So I try to make sure I balance it. A little sunshine and a little rain. She gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God who sees me. And I just want to stop right there and just submit to somebody watching a very simple statement. He sees you. He sees you. He sees you. Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you for seeing me. A little kid from Birmingham, God, you saw me. So God, I ask in this moment that they leave here with a reassurance that you see them. That even if there's not a mother who can affirm them, a father who can cover them, a friend who will speak life into them, God, give them the strength to know that you see them. God, William Murphy wrote a song that said, help me to see me the way that you see me. God, sometimes I see failure, but you see victory. So God, in this moment, from Birmingham to Boston, from Maryland to Mississippi, from California, all over this world, let a level of peace begin to rise in their heart that, God, you see me. I don't have to be extra. I don't have to go overboard. I can just be. And you love me the way that I am. So God, I ask in this moment, not only does a peace rise over them, but their why is forever answered. Purpose is revealed. That yet, God, you are hidden and revealed. Give us the discernment and the ability to do both. It's in Jesus' name. Everybody say it. Stand to your feet. Give God a hand clap of praise. Come on, y'all. Stand to your feet with me. I want to leave you with this statement before you log off, before you leave. Life is not about what happens to you, but how you define what happens for you. Name it, man. I'm excited. Did you get anything out of that today? Come on, clap your hands. If you don't mind, can you bow your heads with me one time? There may be somebody in this room who doesn't know Jesus. That, Pastor Mike, I just need to rededicate my life to Christ. I need to give my heart to God. I'm not going to call you to the front today, but from where you are, I want you to know he sees you. From where you are today, I don't want to bring you up in front of everybody. I want you to feel the love of God from where you are, from where you're sitting, from where you're watching. So if that's you and you're in this room and you need to get to know God closer, I want you to repeat after me. Say, Lord, come into my heart. Make me over again. I'm a sinner, but you died so that I may have a right to the tree of life. I confess with my mouth. I believe with my heart that you rose from the dead with all power in your hand. And right now, I am saved and secure. Clap your hands right there, man. Also, you may be here and real talk, I need a church home. You know, one thing I love about Rock City Church, we're not the perfect church. The pastor got issues. I got a whole lot of issues. But I do feel like we're a great church with a lot of loving people, a lot of people who really have a heart for people and a heart for God. And if you're in this room or you're watching online right now, and you know what? From Maryland, this might be my church home. From Detroit, this might be from a church home. Right there at the bottom of your screen, all you have to do is text home to 28950. Text home to 28950. If you're in the room, you can just pull out your cell phone and text home to 28950. You'll be able to just make this your church home. I'm crazy enough to believe that for some people, the blessing is geographical. And one thing I do thank God for during this 2 years hiatus we went on from having church, it eliminated the thought process that this can't be my church because I'm not able to get to it physically. If I can get to it digitally, this can be my church home, man. So if that's you, I just want to tell you, welcome to the Rock, man. Can we praise God for each one of them who are giving their life to Christ? If you're giving today, you know how to give. You can text iRock with the amount you wish to give to 28950, or you can just give on your way out. We certainly thank God for all that you do. That helps us and allows us to be a blessing to so many people. I don't post a lot of the stuff I do anymore because to me, I hit these seasons where it's just between us and God. It's between Rock City and God. We don't want any fanfare for it. But I just want to tell you guys, thank you. Park West, we bought uniforms for every football team, if I'm not mistaken. At Park West, we were able to bless them with like $10,000. So that was just so great to me. Right here in our own backyard. I'm so excited to see what God is doing for them. Do me a favor. If we have any school teachers in our church and your classroom need things and some stuff like that, Pastor Curtis Friday is our care pastor. I don't know if you guys have the number to the church. It is literally 79U Rock 1. 79U Rock 1. That's 798-205. That's right, 205-798-7621. I don't have much, but what I do have, such as I have, I give unto thee. So hear me, man. If it's a place that we can help, if there's a place that we can be a blessing, we don't mind doing what we can do to help be a blessing for so many of you. If somebody gets sick, you're going to laugh when I say this. We visit hospitals. Like, hear me, we visit hospitals. We can't get to all of them, but we go to as many as we can. Last time I walked into a hospital, they made me almost feel like Jesus a little bit. I walked by one room, this lady said, "Is that him?" I walked in the room like, "My daughter, be healed. Be healed." Every season, poo poo. I said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." So no, man, but I mean, as we visit hospitals, where's Karan? Throw your hand up, Karan. Is Karan in here? He goes to football. One of our deacons, we had a kid in our school play football. Karan popped up on his football game, and literally at the football game, at the gate, clapping for him and all that stuff. We just try to be good people. So man, thank you guys for being a part of such a great church. All right. Be on Devo Energy in the morning, 7:21, Monday. I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Every hand lifted online and in the room. Say, "Lord, your will, nothing more, nothing less, nothing else." In Jesus' name, amen. We are.